The issue that I chose for my educational presentation was our anti-bullying programs making improvements in schools. So, bullying can be defined as unwanted aggressive behavior, observed or perceived power imbalances, and repeated aggressive behaviors. So, bullying is not a one-time occurrence. It happens frequently, at least once. So, there are different types of bullying. There's physical, verbal, social, and cyber. So, physical is if a child were to hit another child. Verbal, if a child were to call another child a bad word. Social, socially pressuring someone to do something they're uncomfortable with can be a form of bullying. And then cyberbullying, which is more common now because of social media, is where you bully someone over the internet. And cyberbullying can be especially dangerous because it can be anonymous. So, according to the National Center for Education Statistics and Bureau of Justice, about 20% of students that are ages 12 to 18 are victims of bullying. And among those students, 15% were victims of cyberbullying. And that number is steadily increasing because of more access to online social media or networking platforms. In addition, 46% of students ages 12 to 18 who were victims of bullying ended up reporting their bullying incidences to an adult. This is especially dangerous because that means 54% of students are not reporting their bullying incidents. So a lot of students are not recognizing or are not reporting it to the proper authorities, which can be dangerous because bullying can lead to depression or suicide. So there are no federal laws that specifically apply to bullying. Each state has different policies that address bullying. Arizona doesn't require the implementation of school bullying programs, whereas some other states like Maryland does require it. This can be dangerous because schools are not required to have anti-bullying programs. It can go unnoticed, the bullying can go unnoticed. Okay. So there are two sides to the argument. So the effectiveness of anti-bullying programs has long been debated. There are different types of anti-bullying programs, such as the Kiva anti-bullying program or the anti-bullying organization. The Kiva anti-bullying program is a curriculum with 10 lessons where students engage in discussions, group work, and role-playing exercises. And then the anti-bullying organization focuses on sharing personal stories of bullying to the world. It's very difficult to determine if an anti-bullying program is effective because there are so many programs and you have to test it over a long period of time, so longitudinally, and you have to test it on a group of students, and ethics plays a role in this. The Kiva method has been established, and so it would be hard to introduce a new anti-bullying program with no statistics. So the first viewpoint, anti-bullying programs make improvements in schools. So overall, anti-bullying programs are effective in reducing the amount of students that are bullied. If one student is not bullied because of the implementation of an anti-bullying program, then some argue that the program was successful. If one student if there's one less student that kills themselves because of a successful program, that is successful in some people's minds. So O'More and Minton implemented an anti-bullying program in schools across the country and established that there was a reduction in the amount of students that believed they were victims of bullying. And then in another study that was conducted found that another anti-bullying school program decreased the number of bullied children by 25%, and they also felt less victimized. So both of these studies support the viewpoint that anti-bullying programs are effective. Then on the opposing side, anti-bullying programs do not make improvements in school. School-based anti-bullying programs do not reduce bullying behaviors. Anti-bullying programs are not designed effectively because they are designed for the victims of bullying and not the perpetrators. For example, a study that supports this is in research conducted by Olvia suggests that bullies have high self-esteem, whereas we as a society have viewed them having low self-esteem and being insecure. Then a meta-analysis conducted by Ferguson, San Miguel, Kilburn, and Sanchez concluded that prevention and intervention programs for bullying have no discernible effect on the students. So this supports that anti-bullying programs are not effective. And then from my personal perspective, prevention and intervention programs that are designed to prevent bullying use different strategies such as multifaceted approach or implementing peer support. I feel like you need to incorporate a lot of different methods and just like test and see what like each thing does. So like a study conducted by Lee, Kim, and Kim found that including training in emotional control and peer counseling in anti-bullying programs was effective in reducing bullying. So it depends on what you're going to use. So like if you want to use peer counseling, that's proven more effective versus emotional control. So it's important that you research it. So I think that anti-bullying programs are effective if used correctly. Thank you.